And I was just like, I was okay with it. Like, at first I was just like, this is how they're gonna end it. But then I was like, how else would they end it? Like, this was the ending that was made for this show. What up, Gilmore girls and guys? I am so happy to be filming this video for you guys today. But before we get started, I just wanted to mention that you guys should all please hit the subscribe button below because I just filmed a giveaway video that will be coming out next week and you don't want to miss it. Okay, so today's video is for all of my Gilmore Girls fans out there. I am like the #1 Gilmore Girls fan, so do not try to compete with me because I am the #1. So for today's video, I will be talking about the best and worst of Gilmore Girls: A Year in the Life. Basically giving you my opinion about everything that happened and about those last 4 words. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. Okay, so I'm going to start off by talking about what I really loved about the 4 episodes. So the 4 episodes were each of the seasons, starting with winter and... Did it start with winter? Starting with winter and ending with fall. It was just so great to see all of the characters again. The diner, Luke's diner, looks like exactly the same. The inn really looks exactly the same. And it was so nice seeing all of the characters. Kirk hasn't changed a bit, still have a million jobs. He created Uber, not Uber, but Uber. And Lane and Zach are still in Hep Alien, and their twins are like 10 years old now. And who else? Gypsy's still there, and Miss Patty and Babat and Taylor still harassing everyone in the town, and Luke and Lorelai are living together, and Rory's traveling the world, and it just starts out really great. And I really like, it's just when it starts out, you just get like, you just feel like really excited just to see like all the characters. It brings back like so many memories. I just thought it was really cool like how many people from the actual show that they actually got back to come on this short little series. Like, I was surprised to see Francie and Tristan, and then later down towards the end we got to see Jess, and Dean was in a short scene, and it was just like, oh my gosh, Dean, oh my gosh, Jess. And everyone's all grown up now. And I also thought all of the guest appearances on there were really cool. Like Rachel Ray was working and taking Suki's place for a little bit at the end, and we got to see the actual Paulinka again. And what was really cool was that we finally got to see Lane's dad. Like, who else was like super excited about that? Like, Lane's dad, like, we waited so long and we got to see him. He was only like in a short scene. Lane was just like, oh hey, there's my dad. But it was just like, oh my gosh, Lane's dad. Something else I loved about Gilmore Girls: A Year in the Life is that there was so much more diversity in the cast. Just like all of the extras, there were so many people of different races. I was like, what? Is this Stars Hollow? Nah, this is not Stars Hollow. Like, I was just like, wow, like they really stepped up their game with the diversity, like A+. I also really enjoyed seeing the tribute to Richard's character. As we all know, he passed away in real life, and I just thought that it was so nice that they didn't forget about him, and like he was mentioned all throughout the entire thing, pictures of him and references to him throughout the whole thing. And I thought it was really sad, but it was just so nice that they did that for him and that they didn't forget him, because the show really was not the same without him. And you can really see that through Emily's character. Her character changes so much without Richard, because Richard was basically her whole entire life, so she had to change everything about her life. And she ends up hiring a new maid and allowing her whole family to move in, the maid's family to move in with them. And she moves off to Nantucket at the very end, and she quits the DAR. And I just think that it's so nice that she just starts living for herself now, and she decides to just move on with her life, because before she was living for Richard, and she did a great job of that, and now she's living for herself, and I think that's awesome. Okay, now on to the things that I did not like about the episode. So first off, when it starts off, where's the theme song? I've been waiting my whole life to hear this theme song again. Well, I mean, I hear it on the reruns, but like when this show was coming back, that's what I was excited for. I was like, I want to hear the theme song again, and they did not play the theme song, and I was very disappointed. And I think I'm going to write a letter to Mrs. Amy and Mr. Dan and tell them how I feel about that, because that really upset me. Like, no. And I also did not like Rory's new, I don't know, everything about Rory in this was just annoying, but I guess that it was kind of supposed to be. But like her boyfriend Paul, who was that guy? Like, he was just so random. Like, and how do you forget to break up with someone? Like, come on, like that just made no sense at all. And then the fact that she was still with Logan, that was so annoying, because like Logan's like, you know, engaged to some girl named Odette in London, and she was lying to her mom about it every time she went to London every time she went to go stay in London for work. She said that she was staying with some British girl named Dee Dee, but she was actually staying with Logan, and she was lying to her mom about it, and everything in her life has just been spiraling out of control. And I mean, I guess there was a point to that, but it was just so hard to watch, because it's like we had such high hopes for her, because I mean, she's 32 years old, she went to Yale, like her life she should not be struggling, she should be set, she should be good. I also did not like to see that Lorelai and Emily were just still arguing and getting into it like that, because I felt like it was resolved. Like at the end of the last season, when Rory was about to go away, and then her and Emily like were bonded, and they said that they were still gonna have Friday night dinners. It's like we expected them to be cool by this point, but they still getting into it. They're gonna be getting into it for the rest of their lives, pretty much. I'm just convinced. Like, they're never gonna get it together. It's just never gonna happen. My heart broke when I found out that Luke and Lorelai were not married. I was just like, what? Not married? Because, I mean, when it starts off, you think that they're married because they're living together. But then her mom was just like, they're not married. They're just living together or whatever. And I was just so shocked. Like, why not? Like, why not? I don't know. It just didn't make any sense to me. But then they got married towards the end, and their wedding was so beautiful. Like, it makes me want to have that wedding. Like, before I wanted to have a Beauty and the Beast themed wedding, but now I want Alice in Wonderland, because that wedding was just so beautiful. Like, honestly. Okay, you want to know what else I did not like about this? All of the musical numbers. They were so boring, so unnecessary, so long and drawn out. I felt like this is only going to be 4 episodes. Tell more about the characters. Let me see more about the characters. I don't want to see some random musical where people are getting shot at and all this random stuff. I don't want to see Kirk's short, weird films. Okay, now that was kind of funny. But all of the other musicals and stuff, I don't know. It was just unnecessary. I didn't like it at all. Y'all could have cut that out. I want them to make another version and cut out the musicals, because those musicals were just disrespectful to my life, honestly. Okay, another thing that I did not like was at the end when Lorelai was pulling a Wild. I didn't understand that part. I felt like it didn't, I don't know, maybe it made sense, but like she really had to do that to realize that she wanted to marry Luke. Like, I could have told her that. She had to go on no hike and do nothing. I could have told her that, honestly. But yeah, I just didn't like that at all. Like, she just comes to Luke and is like, I'm going to be gone for 3 weeks because I'm doing Wild, the book, not the movie. I don't even know is that an actual reference? Like, can someone let me know in the comments down below? Like, is that actually a thing? Because I have not heard of this at all. Okay, so now I'm going to be talking about those magical last 4 words that we've all been waiting for, which were, Mom? Yeah? I'm pregnant. My jaw dropped. I was just like, I did not know how to react to that at first. But then I thought about it for a while, and I was just like, I was okay with it. Like, at first I was just like, this is how they're going to end it. But then I was like, how else would they end it? Like, this was the ending that was made for this show. Because her and Lorelai are just alike, so their lives are going to turn out the same. And it's like a full circle moment. Like, Lorelai was with Christopher. Lorelai had Rory, and basically Rory was the reason that she got her life together. Rory motivated her to get her life together, and Rory was struggling throughout this episode. and throughout her life. But now that she's going to have this baby, which is definitely going to be a girl, another Gilmore girl, she's going to get her life together because she's going to be motivated by her daughter just like she motivated her mother. And basically, like, Logan is like her Christopher, because Lorelai and Christopher were always off and on throughout their lives, and the same thing is going to happen to Rory with Logan. And I don't know. I think it seems like they were kind of trying to say that Jess was her Luke, which I kind of hope not, because they're like cousins now. But like, it seems like Jess is still pining for her, just like Luke was pining for Lorelai. But I don't know. I honestly don't know what they're gonna do with that. Well, obviously they're not gonna do anything with that because it's over. But they could come back 10 years later, 16 years later, when like Rory's all grown up with her daughter, and it could be like a new Gilmore Girls. Like, that would be so awesome if they did that. And yeah, overall, I was really happy with how the show ended, because I feel like it all makes sense. Like, everything just came full circle, and I really enjoyed the series. I enjoyed seeing all the characters together and all of their on-screen chemistry, and yeah, I just really enjoyed that. But yeah, I want to hear all of your thoughts about everything that happened in A Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life. Like, please leave me a comment down below telling me your opinion of the show, because I'm really interested to hear it. Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe because I have a giveaway.
Lights fill the streets, spreading so much cheer. I should be playing in the winter snow, but I'ma be under the mistletoe. I don't wanna miss out on the holiday, but I can't stop staring at your face. I should be playing in the winter snow.